Hi crocheters of the world. In this tutorial we will knit, and we will knit this lovely, so lovely beanie, and this is the little one. I have 3 more sizes on my blog, so you can go on and check. We will work, this is for 0 to 12 months. We will work the one for 1 to 2 years. Okay, so I was asked by a follower of mine on my Italian channel if I can work something like this. You know, I think you already know this, have seen it already on the internet, on the web, photos with this kind of beanie, and I tried it and I came up with this one, and now let's see how to work. So to work it we will need scissors, needle and a crochet hook 4.5. we will need DK yarn, so to be worked with 4mm hook. We will need normal needles, you can use circular needles if you want, 4.5mm hook needles, and we will need circular needle of 4mm. Okay, and we will work the last part, the border, with the magic loop method, and you have it on I already have the tutorial on my playlist, knitting for crocheters. Now, and 2 markers, I don't know if I said it. Now we will need a little bit of yarn, contrasting color yarn, to work the chain. So we will work the provisional cast on, because this part is worked in rows, and then we will take the stitches from both parts and we will work in around the border. So let us work and you will understand better. Now for 1 to 2 years we will need 36 chains to begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have my 36 chains, and I just want to yarn over and pull through this. Okay. Now we will cast on actually all our stitches on the wrong side of the chain. So this is the front side with 2 loops, and this is the back side with just 1 loop. And we will begin to cast on from the slip knot. Okay, so where we began. Let me take the yarn that I want to work with. I will insert needle into this one, take the yarn and just fold like this, take the yarn, and here we are. Now we go on into the next, like this. This is the second, and we go into the next. So keep it with your finger like this and pass it through, and I will just continue on like this. Go on into each and pull through. Okay, that's it. Go on into each of your loop until you have your 36. Now that I have all my 36, so you know the last one you don't have to work in. I have all my 36 stitches on my needle. I will knit my first row, just knit, and put the markers. Now I will knit 12, put a marker, knit 12, put another marker, and then knit the last 12. Now we will slip the first as if you knit, and you slip the first as if you knit when you knit the row, and slip the first as if you purl when you purl the row. Okay, so this is the first one, and let's go on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take one marker. I have the tutorial of how to work this, of how to make this too. Then 12 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another marker, and now the last 12 to the end. Now from the second row we will begin with the sequences. So the first sequence is this one in stockinette stitch, and this is in garter stitch, so the next one, and these two sequences will be repeated, as you can see, and we will finish with the first as we began with, just by repeating the first sequence in stockinette stitch. Okay, now here I repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 times, and then I repeated only the sequence, the first sequence, to finish. Here we will work it 6 times. So each sequence is working 7 rows, and this is the short rows sequence, and this is just, we work the stitches as they are. Okay, now for the short rows sequence we will use the German short rows. I already have the tutorial on it, but I will show you here how to. Now we will, for the first short, you know, for the one short row we have to complete 2 rows. So we will begin on the wrong side with by purling all the stitches till the second marker, and after the second marker we will purl 9 more, sorry, and we will just leave out 3, always 3. Then we will turn back, and again the same thing, but let me show you. So purl all that you have until 3 stitches you have left on your needle. And when you purl, as I said, explained before, just take the stitch as if to purl. Slip the first stitch, sorry, as if to purl, like this. Okay, and now we are ready to purl the next. You just go on till 3 stitches have on the needle. So I purled after the second marker 9 more, and I have 3 more left. So we always purl to the second marker, and we know that we have 12 stitches, so in this short row we will purl 9, then we will come back and knit 9 to the second marker, of course on the other side, and then we will knit for the next short row. We will purl and knit 6, and then we will purl and knit 3 after the passing the second marker. Okay, so I have these 3 that I want to left out. I will purl the first one of them. Now turn, this is the German short row with the yarn in front, slip the stitch again back on the right needle, put the yarn in black and pull, so you will have these 2 little loops. Okay, and now go on and knit to finish the first short row. Again, knit until you pass 9 stitches after the second marker, and you have 3 more left. So again, I knit 9 more stitches after the second marker, and I have 3 more left. Now exactly the same thing to turn. Knit the first of these 3, 2, turn your work with the yarn in front, pass the stitch again on the right needle, put the yarn back and pull until you will have this. Okay, and this was the very first short row. Actually we already worked 2 rows of our sequence of 7, but we worked 1 short row. The second short row we will purl and knit 6 stitches more after the second marker, and then we will turn exactly as I showed you. For the next short row, so there will be 6 rows, 3 short rows. We already worked 2 rows and 1 short row. 1 short row is composed by 1 purl, 1 knit. Into the third short row, so 5 and 6 rows, rows number 5 and 6, we will purl 3 more after the second marker, and we will knit 3 more after the second marker. So now let me just purl for the second short row 6 more after the second marker. So I purled 6 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have left 3 more. These 3 are for the previous row, short row, and now I want to turn, and I will turn exactly the same thing, the same way. So with the yarn in front, slip, pull, and go on and knit exactly the same thing. We knit 6 more after passing the second marker. This is the first. We go on and knit in the middle our 12 stitches and 6 more, and here we are about to complete the second short row and 4 rows of our sequence. Okay, now pass the second marker, 6 more stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so again exactly the same thing. We have the 3 that we left from the first short row and these 3. And now to turn, we will exactly the same thing. Work the first of the 3, turn your work, slip it back with the yarn in front and pull the yarn back until you have this thing. And now we begin the third and the last short row. Of course, we will purl until passing the second marker with only 3 stitches. So first was 9, first short row. This is the first marker. Now we work the 12, first short row 9, second short row 6 after the second marker, and now third short row 3 after the second marker. Here we are, and I have 3 more to the second marker and 3 more, I said, after the second marker. 1, 2 and 3. Now we have these 3 here to leave outside. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3. This is the turning stitch. 1, 2, 3, the turning stitch. 1, 2, 3, Now work the first, turn, slip it back with the yarn in front, pull the yarn back, and this is our turning. Now begin the second row of the third short row, the knitting one, knit to the second marker, and 3 more after this. And here we have 6 rows worked of the sequence. So we will have 1 more to work to finish this sequence. Pass the marker and work 3 more stitches. Now we have exactly the same thing, 1, 2, 3. This is a turning stitch, 1, 2, 3. The turning stitch, 1, 2, 3. These are the last. So work the first of the 3, turn your work, and go back, pass, pull, and this is the turning. Okay, now this will be the last row to work for this sequence. Okay, so we will purl to the end. So now we just go and purl all the stitches to the end. Pass the marker. Just want to show you how to work the turning stitches. In the written instruction, actually, I underlined this aspect. Just let me be there, and I will explain. Second marker, and now let's go on. We work 3, and here it is, my first turning stitch. So we have 2 stitches actually, we have to work both. Okay, so don't work one and then the other one, because you increase and we don't want. Now we have 2 more to work, to purl, and now it is the second turning stitch. So as you can see, we have 2 little loops here. So we insert hook through both, okay, and purl. Now we work 2 more, and then we will have the last. Here it is, my last turning stitch. This is very important. I work it, and now I have 2 more stitches to work. Okay, and like this we've finished our first sequence. Let me just show you. Let us count. So we don't want to count the very first row, because as I said, this is the beginning row, so we don't count it. We count from the second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Always in the middle, because we worked short rows, okay? So we have 7 rows. We begin with the garden stitch, and we will work like this. 7 rows. You can change color if you want. I will, just to show you how it looks in 2 colors. And how to change color actually. Now what I want to say is that we will purl on the right side. This is the right side of the stockinette stitch. This is the wrong side of the stockinette stitch. So we will purl on the right side and knit on the wrong side. Okay, so we kind of switch. And let's go and begin. So we fold this, we just want to, we will work the first because we want to change. Okay, that's it, we have it. Now I will switch to the yellow. Of course you can use any kind of color combination. This was the first, and now I will purl. Okay, that's it. Now purl all the stitches to the end. Then into the next we will knit all the stitches to the end, and so on. We will work 7 rows like this. Okay, this is my purling, my first row. So purl on the right side, knit on the wrong side. Okay, that's it. And now we will work the same on this side, just because that's why I wanted to show you all the first row of the second sequence. So we will purl all this stitch, so the turning stitch. So insert hook through both and purl. And now 2 more, 1 and 2. And now the second turning stitch, we have 3. This is it. Now we purl the other 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and we have the last turning stitch. Pull through all 2. So work both little legs there. Okay, this was purling. Oh, we can cut this yarn. And now we go on and knit, and this will be the second row. To knit, slip the first and go on. Slip the first knitwise. When you purl, slip the first purlwise. Okay. Let me just finish this second sequence and I will show you what we have. 7 rows like this. I finished my sequence with 7 rows work in garter stitch, and I finish this on the wrong side. So on the wrong side, as you can see, this is the right side. Okay, so when we have where we have the short rows, this is our right side. On the wrong side we have all knit, and on the we have all purled. Okay, so we will always finish on the wrong side, and we will begin we will always finish on the right side with the 7th row, and we will always begin here. We are on the wrong side, so we finished on the right side. We are on the wrong side, and we will begin, we are on the wrong side, so we have to purl. We will begin by purling 1 short row, exactly what we did before, until 3, then we will knit until 3, and so on until the end. So these are the 2 sequences to repeat 5 more times. We have 5 more times for a total of 6, and then we will finish with a short row sequence. Let me finish mine, and I will be back to show you how to work the border. Oh, just one more thing. Now what you have to do is to repeat all from the second row. So from the second row you go on and repeat until this. So there are 7 rows for the short row sequence and 7 rows for the garter stitch sequence. Go on and repeat this 2 and 5 more times. And if you work in 2 colors as I work, don't forget to switch color after each sequence. One sequence is work. So now I will switch to the purple again. So I'm back because I finished my 6 sequences. So the sequence, as I said before, it's 7 short rows, 7 garter stitch rows. This is one sequence finished. So there are 14 rows actually. This is the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And I said that at the end we will work one more, repeat one more sequence, short row sequence in stockinette stitch. Now what else I want to show you now is that I found a way working in 2 colors, so you will have this nice nice tails here. But one more thing I want to tell you, as I said before, it's that I found another way of changing yarn. Maybe it's a little bit better, I don't know. I am just showing you, so you will be able to decide for yourself. Now, let's cut this one, because I want to switch again to the main color. Let's say it's the main color, and I will make a knot here, okay? A double knot. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay. Then okay. And it's like this. It's more secure and easier to begin with the other color. Okay, that's all for now. I will catch up you later after the last. Oh no, only I want to show you. We will begin by, we are purling, yes, obvious. So I will work like this. It's easier, as I said before. From my point of view, it's easier. So we finish a sequence with a purl row, and we begin another sequence with purl by purling the first row of the first short row, you know. Okay, so let me finish this short row sequence too, and as I said before, I will be back to show you how to switch to the circular needles and work the border, and then how to give shape to your beanie. So I finished this one, section 2. So there are 7 rows, and now I will work one more row, so you know we finish on the wrong side. We purl the last, and we are on the front side. And now, normally to begin another sequence in garter stitch, we purl. But now we don't want to begin another sequence because we just finished with all 6. What we want to do is to switch to our circular needles. Now you can switch to this color if you want to work the border with this color, that you work the garter stitch, or maybe you work in just one color, so you don't have to switch at all. I will work with this color, the border too. So take your circular needles, and as I said before, they must be at least half measure less, and these are oh, where it is, the 4 millimeters. Okay, I don't know, but I don't see where it is written. Okay, don't worry. And now we will knit, but on the circular needle, this last row. Knit to the end. Just knit to the end on the circular needle. Okay, that's all. We can take off the markers when we are there. We don't need them anymore. We will need just one because we will work in circle with the magic loop technique. Just take off and continue on to the end. Now, of course, that to the end we will have to work the stitches and the turning stitches from the last shortcut, from the last short row. Sorry, I don't know what happened to me, happens to me. So let's see. Okay, we take this off too, and we are almost there. So I have one more to knit, and this is my first take care to work it all, my first turning stitch. This is my second turning stitch. Just be sure you work it all, both legs. We have 2 legs. Okay, and I am ready. Yes, this is the end. Now we have it. So now we have one side on the circular needle, and now we have to put the other side, the side that we began with the provisional casting on. So with this needle we will just work, we will just take, no, it's from here, it's here that we want. So can you see them? They are here popping up. Okay, just be sure you take them all. That's the most important thing. Just want to see this one, where is coming from. Okay, so one, this, then this one, 2, 3, 4, and we go on and we take them all, so you can see them. It's really easy. Here they are. Okay, these are the stitches. Okay, don't worry, just put them all on the other needle of your circular needle. Okay, and when I am ready, I will be back to show you how to begin to work the magic loop. Once you have all the stitches, you can undo the chain from where you okay, it's like this. It's pretty easy now. Okay, just go ahead and you will have all the stitches on the needle. Before we go any further, we just want to loose the ends, obvious. So this is the first one that I will, and we will do this on the wrong side. Each color on each yes, color on its collar, let's say. This is the first, and I will continue on. I don't know where I put scissors. I will continue on like this with all, so I will be back to show you how to work the board. I'm back just to show you that I finished with one side, and now I will go on the other side. Yes, there is no tricky thing here. There is no, let's say, no way to skip this part. So we just have to take them one by one and lose them. So that's it. But I already finished this side, so I just go on and finish this one, and you'll see it is really, really nice in two colors. You can also work it in some kind of variegated yarn, or changing color yarn, you know, if you don't want to change color and still you want a nice and colorful. It's nice in one color too, you cannot say, but in two colors I like it more. Okay, I can shut out, hooray, so I finished. Now we are here with the yarn, and we will just want to continue on this side, the just work it very, very closely, the very first, knit it very closely, and we just want to continue on the knitting part. Okay, I think I have to like this. I have to switch the side. Yes. So here I joined, okay? If you see you cannot work it, just take it off the needle and put it again like this, okay? So maybe I'll wait like this, just to work it well. And I just go on until the end, and then we will finally begin to work the border. We already have the multiple of 4. We have 36 plus 36, which is 72, which is a multiple of 4, and we need a multiple of 4 for the border. We will work 2 knit, 2 purl, and so on. So I finished. Now we will begin with the magic loop. Now we know that for the magic loop we have the yarn here in back, and what we need is to divide. Of course we don't want to divide here where we actually join together. We'll divide a little bit, okay, and we just want to begin to work like this. We need a marker, so to be sure that we know where we begin and where the round begins. And of course the very first stitch, try to work it nice and closely and tight. And we will work we will knit 1 and 2, so knit 2 actually, it's better like this. So we knit 2 and we will purl 2, knit 2 and purl 2, and this is how we will continue on. Knit 2 and purl 2. Okay, again, knit 1 and 2 and purl 1 and 2. Continue on, 1, it's, yes, knit 1 and 2 and purl 1 and 2, and we go on until we reach again the marker, obvious, and then we will continue on like this for 5 or 6 rounds. So this was 2 purls, so we knit 2, knit 2, knit 2, purl 2, and knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. It's easy to keep track of your stitches because you can recognize them really easily, I think. So these are purl, these are knit, okay? So you can see them already from the very first. These last 2 are knit, are purl, sorry. So we knit, we purl 2, and we just want to knit 2. So let me finish to the marker, and just want to show you how to begin the second round. So I reached the marker, so I finished by purling 2 because I began by knitting 2, and now I have here 3 more, so I will begin by knitting 1 and 2, and I will purl this one, and now I know that I have to begin by purling 1, okay, because I kind of divide this. So don't forget this. So if you finish with just 1 purl, you have to purl 1 more when you begin the next, how can I say, the next, okay, like this. So now this, I know for sure that it must be, and it is, it must be purled. Okay, I'll just try to come closer and to purl this. And now I go on and knit 2 and purl 2, and now you can see, well, we have the first round ready, so these are purled. So as I said before, even if you are not a knitter, you are a crocheter, as I am, it's not difficult to, I don't know, work some projects that are knitted. Okay, now I will continue on like this, as I said before, for this is the second, I don't know, 5 or 6. Here I worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I will work 6 here too, and I will be back to show you how to actually finish the. So I want to conclude, this is my last round. So when you just want to work your last round, divide when you have the marker and work to it, so to the end actually of the round. I work to the marker, and now I want to cast off. So I work the first, then the second. So only the first 2 you work, and then the first we want to pass it through over the second. And now we will continue on like this. Work 1, so only 1, because we already have 1, and pass the second through the first. Work and like this over the first. Of course we knit what we have to knit and purl what we have to purl. Like this. until the end, of course. So you have here some stitches that are already closed. Finished, cut the yarn, and now of course I will just want to loose in the end. And last but not least, what I want to do is to sew these parts. Now let me show you. We first of all want to have it on the wrong side. We take some, in my case, yellow yarn, and we will join this together in this way. So just go in here. And I just go in each like this, one and then the second and so on, okay, in each border stitch. Try not to insert hook into the this, only in yellow, okay. All around, and then we will just pull, okay. So now of course I just want to close this nice and tight, obvious, and I will do exactly the same thing on the other side, like this. And this is my final result. I already have two. So as you can see, it is not difficult. You have all the information into my playlist, knitting for crocheters. It's not difficult. Maybe the short rows, but I tried actually to cover that part too with a as clear as possible explanation. So even if you are not a knitter, as I always say, I'm not a knitter, but from time to time I really like to try some knitting projects, and I can say I like them, okay. So there are projects that are really lovely, and this one is one of these projects. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this tutorial, hope you will give it a try, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss another video of mine. And if you like them, just give me a nice like, leave me a comment, and share my videos with your friends, so on other social networks or where you want. And if you want me to see projects that you made following one of my tutorials, just send me photos on a private message on my Facebook page or on my Instagram. You can tag me, or of course you can join my group on Facebook. You have the link below. So see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.